You are listening to Geeks and Gaijins, covering anime from the east to the west.
Well, we're back with more animes, all the animes, including the favourite, the Naruto run, as it were, in our hearts of My Hero Academia, or Boku no Hero Academia, as I will continue to say it. And it got so dark. So dark.
It came out as a full force this week. It took no prisoners.
I don't want to do like super spoilers because it only came out a day or so from recording. One of the characters exploded.
And one of them disintegrated. It was fun.
Yeah, I know, but we hadn't known. Like, the disintegrated character was a unnamed character. So this is, what is it, 60 episodes in? No, it must be. Yes,
64, I believe. 64.
And everyone was like, oh, My Hero Academia doesn't kill characters. Boom! Exploded character.
Yep, this guy died. It's not someone's backstory. Therefore, it means something.
Well, My Hero Academia was quite fun this week because after last week we had all the recappy doodads. It's like, these are the characters you vaguely know about. It's really interesting. You have the three characters who I can never remember the name of, but they're the big three, so they're the third years. And we discovered that maybe one of them might have been set to be All Might's successor rather than Deku. But Deku is Bay. Deku is life.
He's such a sweet, sweet boy.
Yeah. It looks like, what's his name? I think the online community tend to call him Tintin.
Yes! He's a buff-ass Tintin. Miro.
Yeah, Miro. There you go.
There's Miro, there's Flea, and there's Controversy.
Is that really is that a joke or am I just confused?
There's a controversy online about how Studio Bones increased the bust size of the Blue Girl's chest from the manga. Oh, well, now she's in keeping with the standard girl body shape formula of My Hero Academia.
Japan.
Poor My Hero Academia girls. Only Jiro gets a different body type.
Yeah, what a great start. And Sue, mostly because Sue is a frog.
Okay, so her hands and feet are a little different, and she's got a tongue. But other than that,
though I did like you had some really nice bits this episode where, what's his name? What's her name? I can never remember any of the characters' bloody names.
Just make them up. No one can remember it either. So
yeah, like female teacher is technically a different body size type.
Midnight. I haven't been paying attention, to be honest. But yeah.
There's one of the girls who's from one of the other classes. She has like green spiny hair. She was in the sports festival back in season 2.
Oh yeah, Catholic Swamp Thing.
Though, fun fact, I found out she was originally supposed to be part of the original, 20, the original main class. But the creator was like, this hair takes too long to draw. So I'm going to put someone else in instead. I wonder who got put in as a replacement.
The tail guy, probably, is my guess.
Ochido. He's really popular in Japan, though.
Is it because he's always wearing a karate suit?
I think it's more the fact that he's like quiet, respectable student who tries his best, regardless of the fact he is facing the gods, literally children gods, and he's a guy with a tail who does karate.
To be fair, he did try his best during the tournament, the sports festival, to be a character, but even Deku ignored him. So
I like him. I think he's great.
He's there. He's definitely a character that exists.
I think he's I would say he's in my top 10 favorite of Class 1A.
If you say so.
And that includes Azawa, because Azawa is Bay. Azawa is love. Azawa is life. To be honest, as a teacher in a Japanese high school, Azawa is mood.
I would hope that your students don't share the same opinion with you.
Well, no, but they tend to be the one falling asleep more than I am.
That's a whole different set of problems you got there then. Oh, well.
No, it's a tradition in Japanese work environments that it's actually kind of good that it's, well, perceived as okay to sleep at work because it's implied that you've been working so hard that you're falling asleep. I've seen teachers take naps at their desks.
Right, so...
Like full on have like their arms as a pillow, a soft cloth on top of that, and just lying down and having a nap for an hour.
Cool. Okay, so this is all part of Japan's socially reinforced workaholism then?
Yes, but I leave every day at the right time. Except I don't. But no, so, Aizawa as Bay, the new villain looks scary as all hell. It's called Overhaul, which I think was the name of this episode.
I believe it was. His powers are basically...
Ill-defined.
Yeah, fair enough. But he's just basically Shigaraki's steel, but with more oomph behind it, because basically you don't want either of them touching you, and that's about the extent of it.
Yeah, Shigaraki, the main villain from before, who is not great, who's just Mr. He touches, crumbles. It's very sad.
Apart from all those hands that he has on him at all times.
Yeah, that's a character design and a half.
How did he kick out a girl for having too much hair, but decided that amount of hands was necessary? At that point, he's just showing off at how well he could draw hands.
It's just like hands. I think more because the girl who had all the hair there were like spines along it. So you had to draw all the little individual spines, and I can imagine that being a pain. But no, that's my Beros Academia.
What is this bit? What are you doing?
I don't particularly know.
Has it been a long day for you, John?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just making more work for editing, John, because you. Next bit, do you want to talk about your thing? Or shall we go on to No Gun Life?
I believe you had a segue for No Guns Life, actually.
Oh, indeed. My very smoothly done segue. Because our favourite character, who is Aizawa, the teacher of My Hero Academia, Eraserhead, as we all know him and love him.
I'm still not used to that voice. But you keep doing you. Carry on.
His voice actor's name in Real Nice is Suabe
In Real Nice.
Suabe Junichi is also the voice actor of the main character in this new anime that I've been watching. We mentioned it last week, and it is called No Guns Life. It translates as No Guns Life, or No Gun Life, which is the anime about a detective with a gun for a head.
Love it. On board already. Can't wait to see all 24 episodes, did you say it was going to be?
Yeah, it gets 24 episodes. I thought it was only going to be 13, but I'm excited.
That's going to be so good.
He plays Juzo. You haven't started watching it, have you yet, Tom?
I've not, and I was planning on doing it at the end of the season when the 12 episodes I expected to come out have come out, but it looks like I'm going to be putting that until the end of spring now to watch all 24 at once. Because once I start watching a show about a man with a gun for a head, I don't think I'm going to watch anything else for quite some time.
No, I think you need to watch along with this one, because this is going to be a discovery, and I need you to come along with me on this one.
Oh, you need me on No Guns Life wild ride, do you?
Yeah, because it's always going to be a wild ride.
All right, say no more. I'm on board this train.
I will tell the listeners, because the second episode broadcast this week, so at the end of the first episode, the main character punches a train. As in, whilst it's coming towards him, he stops it by punching it.
Nice. Very nice. And that just stops the train.
Yep. He also smokes cigarettes.
Out of his gun head.
Yeah, it literally explains because it makes him look cool.
Oh, that's encouraging healthy life choices.
He admits after one of the gunfights, dang, I took too many bullets trying to look cool.
All right, I am 100% on board with this show. I have to watch this. That's what I'm going to do after we're done here today. Is I'm just going to watch those 2 episodes straight away.
Because also another of the characters, Mary, is best girl. She is so No Gun Life is like set in a very cyberpunk. People have weird extensions or on their bodies. It's very Deus Ex. If anyone have played those games, it's very kind of Blade Runner-esque. And so everything is controlled by the mega corporation, which I've been told by research online. It's called like Bureau, which is just basically a made up evil sounding German word. So German. They're evil. It sounds German.
Classic Japanese anime storytelling there.
Yeah, those evil Germans. I'm going to avoid this topic so hard. Just like the Japanese.
Anyway, evil mega corporations. Somehow fiction.
Yep, somehow fiction. And she's like this back alley surgeon who helps people with their implants and things, or their fake arms and legs and stuff, which I think is really, really cool. She's awesome, and she shoots things.
That's always a plus.
And is generally stands up to the massive gun for a head guy, which is always good. I like that in my anime girls.
Sounds like a healthy relationship dynamic they've got going there.
Indeed. And there's another person who I'm not going to get involved with because it's spoilers. But no, that's No Gun's Life by Madhouse. It's playing on Funimation in the West, so you can subscribe and watch. It's good. Funimation has so much good stuff.
What have they got?
Well, it has No Gun Life, and it also has, I think, one of the shows that you said that you've just finished from last season. It was Copcraft, wasn't it?
Yes, Copcraft. I had a lot of fun with Copcraft. I just finished it up this week after it all wrapped up and came out, and it was very well written. I had a very good time with it.
For those who don't know, including myself, what is the elevator pitch, lift pitch? Give it to us now. 30 seconds or less.
The basic premise of Copcraft is that at some point a massive portal to a fantasy world opened in the middle of the ocean.
Of course it did.
After some vague war occurred between the humans and I'm not really sure what race they are, but I'm going to call them elves. Elves in the fantasy world, a peace was brokered and they started trying to cohabit a city-state near where the portal emerged. And the basic plot of the show revolves around the police unit inside that city trying to take down organized crime based on these elves and the magic stuff they're bringing into the world and the chaos they're bringing with them.
So what you're saying is it's Bright, but without Will Smith. I'm out. I'm gone.
Yes. Unfortunately, there is no Will Smith, but there is a cute elf girl with a sword instead, if that helps.
Okay, I'm back in.
There we go. Yes, it's your classic buddy cop combination of no-nonsense detective and bright-eyed, naive rookie taking on the gangs and the criminal underworld, trying to uncover mysteries and take down bad guys. And it's great. It's really good.
And they're kicking asses and taking names.
Yes, and slowly figuring out how to work together as partners.
Whilst kicking names and keeping asses.
Exactly. Yeah, the show's very well written. It's quite nicely directed. The only thing that's really keeping the show from being peak fantastic is that the animation budget is sorely lacking, unfortunately. If this show had a little bit more money behind the fight scenes, I think it would be a pretty solid 10 out of 10 from me. But it's just not as visually striking as it really should, as it deserves to be, unfortunately.
I heard about that it's people were comparing No Gun Life of like, it's a bit like Copcraft if Copcraft had any money.
Yeah, I'm kind of sorry for the show because it was really good and it deserved better than something its limited budget allowed. There's some nice directing to try and compensate for that in some of the episodes, but obviously you get different directors working on different episodes, so the quality can vary a little bit. Also, different arcs are not as good as the others. there's a whole arc dedicated to a premise, which is basically Freaky Friday, but one of them's a cat. And it's as weird and nonsensical as it sounds. It doesn't add anything, but it was a fun way to fill 2.5 episodes, I guess.
Also, I will say that Japan, lots of stray cats. I did not realize how normal this was in Japan. So many stray cats.
Yeah, the cat isn't a stray anymore, but it was picked up off the street by Kei Mataba, the detective, given a temporary home, which became a permanent home because no one else wanted the cat.
Ah, well, this is the thing. Like, there's so many Japanese like media. Oh, and then this cat just walked in out the door, and I'm just like, how? Like, I don't. Where did the cat come from? Surely you should try and find its owner. But no, in Japan, there are just packs of feral cats. And so one decides just like, oh, you're my family now. You do it because you're scared. That cat owns you now.
Okay, so it's a little bit more hostile, but still largely the same as how it happens over here then, which is just a cat adopts you, not the other way around.
Yeah, pretty much. They're both lovely and terrifying. Because if it's dark and I put the flashlight on my phone on, I just get seen by loads of small red eyes. Yeah, and I live near the station. That's not a good thing to see.
You're gonna have a spooky, scary Halloween, I can tell.
Spooky. And
Yeah.
Speaking of the spooky, I think it's time to move on to our spooky food offering for today.
Ah, yes, it's all Halloween themed today, folks.
Yeah, so if you remember that last time, this is our food corner snack break, snack, anime snack break. Theme music. Original, do not steal. So, last week, Tom had me eat dried shredded squid and a tea-flavored donut. The concept being that there's this food in anime that looks delicious, but why not try if it is in real life? Because I, living in Japan, might be able to find that out.
Yes, we're here to undermine your expectations and ruin your fantasy by showing you the reality of Japanese food.
So, thinking of the tea-flavored donut from last time, Tom thought we'd go on a more donutty ride. So we have donuts that are very special to only Japan. We have special Halloween donuts from Mr. Donut. Mr. Donut is the biggest donut brand in Japan. They're like Dunkin' Donuts for Japan. So I've gone all out on these ones. And these are what they are called. They are mostly only available in Japan. They're called mochi donuts, which means they kind of look like little bubbly donuts. You might see them. They're common on anime. My Hero Academia. You see Sweet Sugar Boy, who gets stronger by eating sugar. You see him eating them occasionally.
Ah, yeah, Sugar Rush.
Yeah, they're so good. These are so good because they're like squishy inside. And I've got 2 different glazes. I've got chocolate glaze. I've got sweet potato glaze, and they both have cute eyes on them. Because one's supposed to be like a chocolate mummy, and the other one's going to be like a sweet potato wolf.
Yeah. Looking at these, they have a slightly strange shape compared to most donuts. They're sort of like 6 donut orbs in a sort of hexagon shape. I described it as looking a little bit like a valve without the centerpiece in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Sean here described it as something a little bit more unfortunate when he tried to pitch me on these.
I'm not going to say what that is.
Trying to keep the podcast family friendly, I see.
Indeed, family friendly, as all anime is. He says with exploding shonen in the background. No, they're really good. These are legitimately delicious. This is very dangerous, the fact I have 2 of these right here.
Right, should we do the chocolate one first? Because everyone has, that's pretty basic and standard. And then we'll try the sweet potato one, which I'm actually looking forward to hearing what that's like.
Well, I'm already eating the chocolate one, so that should let you know how good it is.
Not playing favourites here.
No, because it's just a chocolate donut, and you can like pull off the different little sections, and they pull off really nicely. So you can like eat them in like little bite-sized pieces, which is great. Okay, gonna pour into my sweet potato pal here. They also do have sweet potato, like donuts made with sweet potato, which are also good. Maybe for next time if Tom is feeling nice.
I might have to mix things up a little. We might have got to go back to the seafood instead.
This is once again also really good. Sweet potato is kind of fruity, but not like any fruit that you know of.
No, because it's a potato instead. Not a fruit at all, in fact.
But it looks like a raspberry glaze. And I'm pretty sure you could confuse it for a raspberry glaze.
Ah, I see.
Until about halfway through it, when you're like, this kind of tastes like sweet fruit, but is also not.
How very descriptive of you.
Indeed. I'm a food critic, can you tell?
Absolutely.
Oh god, I'm making a mess. So these donuts are awesome-tacular.
I think that might be branded.
Yeah, they're anime-tacular.
If you had to compare them to an anime, what would you compare them to?
They're Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, because they are sweet and squishy and fluffy and in all the right places.
That is high praise. High praise.
And they also have cute little eyes on them.
That's always a plus.
I'll put the photo up on our hopefully existing Facebook and Twitter things, which I need to set up after we record this.
If we ever get organised and actually figure out what we're doing with ourselves.
Yeah, if Tom gets organised.
Hey, fair. I'm not putting in any work to this. I just show up.
I had a thing and have a full-time job. I'm going to stop harassing Tom because we got some sweet things with our sweet potato. That is our sweet potato wolf donut. And there's been some sadness for real-life wolves. Well, real-life anime boy wolves. That including Beastars. Because sadly, I have to inform you, Thomas, that Beastars is in Netflix jail.
Too common a tragedy over here in the West is to find that the ruthless hand of Netflix has thrown away an exciting new anime and saved it for the end of the season.
Because they like you, Thomas. They're like people like you.
Yes. As much as I am a proponent for embracing the binge, Netflix chooses to enforce that ideology on everyone.
Yes, so for those who don't know, Netflix jail is a phrase used when Netflix buys the exclusive streaming rights to an anime. They tend to have the streaming rights to a lot of anime here in Japan, but they don't have English subtitles for them. But some they have exclusive rights to, one of the ones currently being Beastars. This means that they do not release it anywhere in the West until the whole series is finished, or until this season is finished. Because they feel like people aren't going to watch it week by week, except on Japanese Netflix. Japanese people will watch anything week by week, but they're like, people in the West, they're going to get bored if they can't watch about 10 episodes at once.
Yeah, well, the Japanese are more familiar with their anime being released week by week, but the anime is not so big a thing on major streaming services over here in the West. And obviously Netflix just likes to have everything set up to binge in the first place, because that's just their business model at this point.
Also, I don't think Beastars would be a big enough thing in the West for them to a weekly release on Netflix to keep reminding me about. Why is Netflix trying to get me to watch basically Zootopia Murders the anime?
All right, we need to pitch Beastars to the people at home. So you're the one who knows more about this, so you lead the way on this.
So, what if there was a world where predators and prey acted as human beings?
Goodness, what a revolutionary concept.
Indeed. And they went to the same high school, because this is Japan and everything takes place in high school. And then, at that high school, a student is murdered.
Dun, 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 dun.
And also implied eaten.
Ooh, oh, no, not into that, no.
Because the student who was murdered was a bunny rabbit.
Oh no, not my cute bunnies.
And everyone thinks that it's probably this wolf boy. And the thing about this wolf boy is he's going to try and find out who killed her to kind of clear his name, whilst being helped by another bunny rabbit. But he might have feelings for this bunny rabbit. And are those feelings ravenous or ravenous? I'm so proud of myself.
Fair.
The OP is also really good. Look it up on YouTube. It's got a fantastic Mr. Fox kind of vibe.
Very nice.
There's also people fan subbing it, which is basically people making their own things for it. But that is not. Please support the official release. So no, we're gonna have to wait, but that's okay. Like, I have Japanese Netflix. I'm here in Japan. I'm not good enough at Japanese, so there we are. Poor Beastars. We shall remember thee. Well, they'll come out in 2 months or so, 2-3 months.
Yeah, waiting for spring to come round, and then maybe you'll get your hands on that for all the people who can remember that it'll exist back by the time it gets released.
Yeah, though it might have like a second life. Who knows? But no, it does actually look quite interesting. It looks quite interestingly weird. I think I badmouthed it last week.
Fair enough.
That was mostly for the funny points, but there we are.
Well, it's good to hear that you've given it another shot and have taken an interest in it. It's a nice little redemption story you've got going on there.
I think it's mostly just because the OP looks like a bleeding Wes Anderson thing. And I'm like, that looks not awful.
Yep, that's the power of OPs. A solid OP can almost entirely carry a show in some cases. It's certainly good as a marketing tool.
And talking of OPs, an old anime with the best ED, which includes some dancing girls, and I think Tom knows what I'm getting at here.
I have absolutely no idea. There's a lot of anime EDs with dancing girls in.
But a very memeified dance from that we've just been confirmed we found a season 2.
Oh, yes. Wonderful news, everybody.
That took
Kaguya-sama...
I'm sorry, guys. Can we, appreciate how slow Tom was to pick up on that lead?
Listen, you know me at this point. You know how slow I can be.
Yeah, but the audience don't.
Well, they're about to find out, aren't they? We are going to become very familiar with that very quickly. Anyway, to the matter of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Just this week, Kaguya-sama Love is War has been announced to be getting a second season, which is fantastic. It was one of the best comedies of, I don't remember what season it came out, but it's one of the best new comedies that have come out recently, and I cannot recommend the show enough. It's a fantastic little rom-com about two highly competent students being wildly incompetent at getting the other to confess to them. And it's a wild ride, and I love it for it.
And it also has a quite memeified dance, if you're used to looking up anime on the internet.
It has Chica, one of the best mascots for any show for quite some time.
So you enjoyed the first series. I haven't watched it.
It was very good. It had a great cast of lovable boys and girls, all 6 of them. And it's been a while since I watched it, actually, but it also had a great OP.
How many episodes did it have?
I think it was only just a short 12 episode one, but each episode was sort of broken up into 3 or so short arcs. Each one being considered a fight or a contest to determine a winner or loser of this strange romantic rivalry the 2 leads have with each other. So it was nice, good, short, fairly wholesome comedy.
Oh, that's fun. And you're getting a season 2, so isn't that nice?
Getting a season 2, always good to hear.
One of the only things I think I've got left is another of the new anime, which is also on Funimation, which we were talking about last time, and is an isekai I'm actually enjoying. Shock.
After pitching 4 or 5 different isekai to you last week, we finally managed to get you to watch one, which I consider a win in my book.
Well, I have watched one. That was just by the time I was reincarnated as a slime.
Which is a good choice.
Yeah, but this one, Kemono Michi, Rise Up, that was me saying the English title in a Japanese accent, but there we are. It's about a wrestler who gets sent to magical world where he is told by the princess that he must kill animals and therefore he suplexes her.
Fantastic opening. It's a fantastic beginning to the story.
He also has a teeny dog who sometimes turns into CGI for no reason.
Ooh. That's probably the worst superpower I've ever heard.
Yeah, but no, he's all right. His little dog is cute. His little dog acts as like a little cherub when he sees a new animal that he thinks is cute. Because this world is also inhabited by animal people and beast people, and he just wants to give them belly rubs, which is not okay. You need consent.
Yes.
He just wants to hug and give them all head pats, and it's adorable, but also slightly weirder now the fact I'm saying it.
Don't worry, you're not a pervert, you're just a wrestler.
No, this is the thing, because he gets transported in the middle of a wrestling match. He is just in wrestling garb, which is generally just like his underwear. And so it has one of the best lines that I've watched this week in anime of, "I'm not a pervert, I'm a pro wrestler," which I think I'll apply to a lot of my life.
That's one of anime's best life lessons there.
Yeah, you're not a pervert, you're just a pro wrestler. Watch it. It's Kemono Michi. Rise up. It's on Funimation. It's pretty fun. With that, it's a shorter episode this week because, like, it's not the beginning of an entirely new season. So, Tom, have you died?
No, I just don't have anything to say.
All right.
Sorry.
Welcome to this podcast, everybody. This is the dynamic that we have.
Yes.
Joy. I think that's everything. Hopefully join us next week where we will be talking about more of both the new stuff that's coming out, watching it as the episodes go, and also keeping you updated on No Gun Life and My Hero, like the best of the animes. And also Tom will make me eat more snacks. Hopefully as delicious as this week.
If you're lucky.
Oh.
It depends on what food comes up in No Gun's life, apparently.
Well, he just smokes cigarettes, and I'm
there you go.
I'm not smoking cigarettes because I don't think my apartment allows it. Also, I don't smoke.
Well, then you better hope that none of the animals in Kemono no Michi look delicious.
Oh, I think he'll kill you for that one. He'll suplex you good.
All right, fair enough.
And if you don't listen to next week, listeners, we will come and suplex you good. That's been us for the week. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.